Alright guys, this is DJ Wolf Live. Alright, today of course is Tuesday, January 5th, 2021. I believe today is the day that they were supposed to be voting on the last of the two Senate seats. I don't know a whole lot about it. I know it's in Georgia, and this is going to determine if the Democrats are going to get the majority House and Senate. We already got the House, but it's going to determine for certain if we get both the House and Senate. I don't know why I'm saying we. I'm not. I don't even want to be a Democrat anymore. Anyway, I'm starting to feel anymore that more and more white people, even the white people who claim they're not racist or not biased, are just what they say they are. In other words, this subject is about the people who say what they say they're not, but really what they say is who they are. And the reason why I say that is because I talked to somebody like that, and they were talking about debating about whether Trump, once he's out of office, if he doesn't want to get out of office, will he be forced out? And if he's forced out, should there be official viewing of him being forced out? So one person said, he happened to be white, said, they shouldn't do that. That would not be a good look on the country. I'm like, well, I said, well, they don't have a problem doing it with black folks. They do it all the time. Do you know some bitch was laughing? He laughed about it. This is a guy who supposedly don't like Trump, but feels if you remove him out of the Oval Office on January 20th because he refused to leave, that sets a bad precedent. After all this guy done in 4 years, which he ain't done much, everything he's done to make matters worse for us, all of a sudden you think that's going to be worse than anything he's done? Really? That makes no sense to me. It really don't. This is I told him, you know what it is? It's privilege. White privilege. I didn't call it white privilege, but I call it privilege. I say he's privileged. The other thing was, we talked about, and another white guy came in, he said, you know what? Trump's not going to do no time. He's not going to be charged with doing. He's not going to be criminally charged for anything he's done. In the last 4 years prior to that, he will not ever be charged. It's not going to happen, folks. And I totally agree with him. I said, you're right. And he gave out some valid points, mainly for other former presidents who had stuff on, particularly Clinton with the Whitewater thing. He didn't do any time before then. He wasn't, I think he might have been. I don't remember if he was even up on criminal charges. I know he was during the time he was in the White House. All the stuff he was doing, and but it wasn't like he was known for doing a whole bunch of stuff other than cheating on his wife. The thing with Trump not only did that, he violated women as well in the workplace. On top of all of that, and on top of everything else he did. So if they weren't going to give him before he got to the White House, before he even ran for office, then they're not going to do anything with him after he leaves. Even though they got a black attorney general in the state of New York, it's not going to, I think whatever she is, I think she's a DA, it's not going to happen. It ain't likely. Remember, Trump was on, he was up on I think he was called about charges against him from his quote-unquote Trump University back a year before he actually ran for office. Actually around the time he got ready, before he got ready to run for office. He was being investigated then. But nothing happened. He's gotten away with so much stuff because he's involved and embedded with so many people in high places. Trump will never do, or never, not only will he not be in charge with anything on any of the stuff that he did in the past and present, he will never, and I mean he will never go to jail for any of that stuff. It's white privilege. He is so freaking privileged, it will never happen. It ain't likely. He won't get, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, no matter what people say, oh, he will be up on charges. Nah, it's all fodder. It's all media talk. It's all BS. That's all to keep people interested in voting. That's what this whole mess about. People was trying to vote Trump out the office so they could, because they assume he's going to go to jail. He's not going to go to jail. And if you listen to the stuff Joe Biden is saying lately, Joe Biden's not going to do anything either. Definitely not going to do anything with black folks. He talking about what he already did for black folks. So basically, he's writing us off as past tense. You guys already took care of you. Now it's time for me to move on. He actually said that, and you know black folks try to defend that. Oh, well, that wasn't really Joe Biden's voice and blah, blah, blah. Joe didn't know what he was talking about. Or, they sped up the tape too fast. It's not him. The fuck out of here. Excuse my French. I mean, really, come on, guys. That was Joe Biden. Y'all know it was him. You just won't acknowledge it because you can't believe yourself that he said that. But this is the same guy who months before the election said, quote, "You ain't black if you don't vote for me." He actually said that on video. To Charlemagne at that. On video, in the interview that Charlemagne did with him last summer. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? That this thing called politics, they always say it makes strange bedfellows. These guys are all in bed together. I'm telling you the truth. They're all in bed together. I'm pretty much sure about that. They're all in bed together. They all out here, getting the black vote, taking your money, and tell you what they're going to do until they get in the office, and they don't do anything anyway. That's all it's about, playing these games. Playing games with people's mindsets about what they're going to do. They ain't going to do nothing. They aren't going to do anything but just talk. That's all that's ever been going on pretty much our entire lives. People talking loud and saying nothing. People talking loud and doing nothing. People just talking. It's the same old song all around the world. We're going to do this. We're not going to do it. You have to wait till I get elected. When I get elected, I'll tell you about it. We were even told that. We'll wait till after the election. That's what they told Ice Cube. We're willing to listen to you, but not right now. When you give me a vote, I'll tell you what to do. It's supposed to be the other way around. You're supposed to make that commitment, and then we'll decide whether we vote for you or not the other way around. That's the problem. One of the main problems I have with politics in general. These people will play up to the highest bidder. They're not about your interests. They're about their interests. Look at Trump. Prime example. A primo example. He's sitting damn near begging a Georgia official to downcast a number of votes, just so we have a justification to get to have a recount and get back in office or maintain office of the presidency. Something that likely what he did is illegal, and it should be considered illegal what he's doing. That's almost bribery. It's practically bribery. Of course, because he is Trump and he's white privilege, they'll let him get away with it. Just because. Isn't it funny? Just because I'm black and just because I'm black and mind my business, I can get fucked with anytime they want. Fuck with me. But if you're white, you get privileged to do whatever you want. Anytime you want. And get away with it. Yeah. For the same type of things. And in a lot of cases, you get away with stuff and sentence less than we are. Almost 99.9% of the time. Just because you're white. If I'm black, mind my own business, they'll fuck with me. And y'all call it fair. You know what Michael Jackson said in one of his songs, the legendary song Beat It? They'll kick you, they'll beat you, and they'll tell you it's fair. Yeah. That's pretty much sums it. See, one of the things, now I think about it, Michael Jackson was getting politically toned up, so to speak. If you listen to songs like Beat It, and the prosecutor he talked about in California, he made a whole song about it, Tom Smedden or whatever his name was. And the Earth song, which is one of my favorites, man. And the song They Don't Care About Us was one of my personal favorites. I love that damn song. I cannot get enough about that song. I can't get enough of that song. Because he talks about injustice and racial injustice throughout that entire song. And I heard, I know Jermaine was associated with the Nation of Islam. I know he had association with them. That's pretty well known. And I think Michael did too at one point. So Michael was getting more and more conscious in his songs. And I think that's why he got fucked with over the years. I just thought it just dawned on me. That's why it's really a shame, man. You can't even. That's the other thing. You can't even have songs about injustice as pop as Michael was, but it's okay for him to do pop songs. Pop songs about love and breakup and heartache and heartbreak and all that. Oh, that's cool. But political songs specific about black folks, which is the kind of songs he was making, oh, that's wrong. Because people didn't like that. When he did that, they didn't like that. Yeah. That's a prime example. See, if you're black and you do anything normal that white people do, you're wrong about that too. A guy, right out here in the DMV. I just saw the story last night. He was taking, I think he's a photographer, real estate guy. He was actually at a client's house. Right in Virginia, matter of fact, of all places. Why? Don't surprise me. But anyway, and people called the cops on him because they say he was taking pictures at a near a military location, and they assuming that he was taking pictures. He said he wasn't taking any pictures of that. He was taking pictures of the client's house because the client was trying to sell his house. And they, he didn't do anything, and he didn't get arrested. But he got harassed about it. And that's ridiculous. It's truly ridiculous, man. I could tell you a quick story about me being harassed myself. I was in a store called SS Kresge's, which was part of the Kmart either Kmart or Woolworth. I think it was one of them. I think it was Woolworth. Part of one of those companies. It was back in the 1970s, back in 78. I'll never forget, I was like 13 years old. And a store detective stopped me. I actually was this is the weird part. I was in line to make a purchase. I had money. I went to the store to make a purchase. That's actually what I did. All right. And I got stopped by the store detective. He frisked me. Sure did. I could have sued them. The store actually closed up about a year or two later, a couple years later, I didn't go in there after that. No. But they did close him up. And the reason he stopped because he assumed I was doing something. Do you know there were black women working in the store? Not one of them sitting working this guy. This is 1978 now. And that's the first time. And I was scared. I ain't gonna lie, I was scared shitless. Because I thought I was gonna go to jail for something I did not even do. Well, I had a couple items in my pocket, like a couple of, they were actually like, stuff that I had brought, but I took when I came in the store with, that I already had before I walked in the store. And I was very close, and I was very scared, man. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared I was gonna go to juvie. Thank God that didn't happen. But there were, witnesses out there, black women, and they didn't say anything. They didn't say not a word. They just looked around, didn't say shit. I mean, they literally didn't say anything because they were scared of losing jobs. Now, one of them stood up for me. I'm still a kid at the time. Still a relatively young person. I was 13, but I'm still young. Not one of them defended me. Not a one. They saw the whole damn thing. Actually, I was about 3. I was still 13. But it was ridiculous, though. It's ridiculous. But until people start learning to raise the kids to understand your kids, everybody else, we're all the same. Until that happens, we're going to still deal with it over and over and over again.